before we get to what I do and where I live and everything, let me just share with you guys a bit of Brazil right now. As you know, we are a big-ass country, right? We have 26 states, we have more than 200 cities, we have a lot of waters, a lot of time zones, we're very huge. And we also just got through a coup. As you know, we had a president, a woman in a presidency, and she just got from 16 million votes, she got out by the, 400 congressmen. Most of them were old men doing nothing more but taking their own decisions in behalf of the whole people. So that's it. Now that you have heard the bad news about my country, let me just talk about the potential. Talk about everything that we are doing there and what are we doing. So mostly this is what Fora Do Eixo does. All these tags here, right here. And we do it by showing a little bit of how we are dealing differently with our words. So what we are doing in the houses is pretty much creating a new parallel word and versus dispute the word we live in. How? We actually have houses for this. As I have just told you, we are in a huge-ass country. So in order to work together, we decided to live together. I come from a city, Rio de Janeiro. I guess everyone has heard about a little bit, at least about the beaches. And I live in Rio de Janeiro with, 40 people right now. Some of you have been on Rio, and I guess this is the most incredible thing about it. We live together on Rio, São Paulo, Brasilia, Fortaleza, in different cities. And we thought, we want to do more. We want to show that what Brazil has doesn't only go on the access, on the cities that everyone knows us about. We have a very, very pushing UFO on our country. So what we decided is, let's take deep Brazil, the cities that no one has heard about, to these big cities and show them that young people can do much more than they think. So this is what we are doing. We are trying on our houses to create spaces where black people, young people, LGBT community, young people like me, who are actually the three of them, can have a secret space to create not only art, but also develop business and understand how the world works and doing projects together. So this is pretty much it. We are trying to create a space where we are going to be safe, but at the same time, we're trying to create projects and products that actually dispute the whole society, and not only starts on our own community, doing our own job and stuff like that. So I know this sounds kind of scary, but this is pretty much how we work. Every level of this has a bit of how we were designed. So pretty much on the core of it has collective housings, and we are growing to the others people. So we have here LGBT, indigenous people, hacker activists, feminists, we have black community, you have diversity, you have youth, we have other people that work with African and different stages. So that's pretty much it. We are trying to come from organizing in a very organizing center to actually just putting everyone on society, mostly giving space for those who doesn't have one, giving voice for those who doesn't have one. Mostly going to indigenous, black people, the African-American communities, trying to give them a sense that Brazil is actually a very diverse country. So everyone thinks, oh, there's a black woman, there's this guy who's a very into politics. So we are trying to actually show that not only arts and music, which is a very big thing for us, but we're trying to show that how the women in our country have different ideas, how the young people in our country have different ideas. And for that, we're actually doing some different words. And I'm trying to show you, I think that I know everyone loves, this is the numbers of Fora Do Eixo. So we are in 500 cities, a little different, not only Brazil, but actually a lot of work on South America. We've been in touch with 20 countries, South America, Europe, and Africa. We have 5,000 people working Fora Do Eixo right now, mostly in Brazil, of course, but also in South America. We work with 200 festivals. We have 3 hosting points, 300 hosting points, and we have 23 currents working right now. And I will explain a little bit of each one. But okay, so how especially do you do it specifically? We have these 5 different workspaces, different ways to work. I'm from the media one, but we have a party, which means we're actually working with politics. We understand that it's very It's our duty to dispute all these spaces on society, especially if we're talking about mayorship, government, and even presidents. So we are actually trying to push all these social and cultural movements to dispute and understand how those things work. It's not only watch and, oh, this is wrong about politics. We are actually going for and doing whatever it takes, from big festivals of music to talk about politics to in marches and acts on the streets. We have the media center, which is pretty much organizing and giving voice to those who doesn't have. So we're trying to organize the communication in a way, in a very aesthetic way, to show different sides of Brazil. We are kind of tired of showing the girl on the beach or showing the indigenous people. We're trying to show what they are. And what we do is actually go there and teach them how to deal with communication. They have their voices and they do the platforms. The bank. We actually do have a bank, and it's a social currency we have and works through the houses, but we're actually trying to talk about economics in a very different and deep way. Because I know the big question that we do when you're talking about social movements. We have this big project. We have this, a lot of people want to work, but how does money goes in through this thing? Because I know, I'm from Brazil, and I do know that there's no money laying there for social movements. There's no money waiting for you to go there for culture. So what we do is take the money out of the equation. We are not thinking about this has to give me money so I can have to leave today and pay my bills. What we are thinking right now is, I have to do this. In order to do this, what can I do? So in order to do this, what can I do? I can sell tickets, I can do parties, I can sell cake, what can I do in order to make this possible? So the money is actually just a point on our journey. It's not something that we are going for. So the bank actually is responsible to understand different ways to get money to make it happen, or how can we navigate through it without actually passing through real money, the current money. So that's actually something very funny to me, because I'm always in shock when I go somewhere else, and everyone is like, oh, I have to get money to pay the bus and everything. And I think, oh, I never think about money that much, because we are actually trying to make people comfortable enough to not think about it, just work through all the other opportunities. The university for us is a bit of our core, because it's the part and people that think about what we are doing and how can we teach this to other people. Because we are very worried about that everything that we are creating here is just works for us. So what we are starting to do is everything that we do, we write down and try to understand if this is teachable, if this can go and become, like, a workshop. So we organize everything that we do in different platforms so we can teach other people how to do it. And I'm saying everything. And we are talking about from classes to how we do lunch and how we do dinner for 40 people without paying that much. We organize, I have pretty much a presentation for everything that we do, because we want to go to spaces and tell people, this is how we do, please tell what we are doing wrong. And at the same time, I want to go there and learn to organize for them too. So we are trying to organize everything that we know. At International, it's pretty much taking everything to the other level, to other countries, because we know that South America has a lot of knowledge about these other 4 points, and we are trying to get in touch with them to understand, and Venezuela is very important on this, and also Bolivia, and we're trying to understand what Brazil has to offer and what we can take, because we are very sure that everything can be tradable. What is it? This is the big one. Nothing of this could ever happen without a house. The thing is, we live together. So 40 people who I know how they wake up with a bad face because they didn't have enough coffee, or when they have their periods, or when the women have kids, or when we're going to eat, they know that I don't like onions, for example. So this is very important. Living together is so important, because we can, I don't know, do a meeting at 4 a.m., or wake up later after a big party, or go to these big parties together, because we understand that working together is just one thing that we do. Living together is the most important thing, because this makes us a real group. This makes us a family. So if we have to not sleep for a week straight to do this big project, we will do it, because we know that we are doing it for ourselves. We know that we are doing it together. And that means that I don't get paid. That means that I don't go to college. That means that I don't live with my family. That means that I don't have kids. That means that I don't have a husband, for example, or a wife in my case. So what that means, that I have gave up on every normal thing to create a new family for myself. because I have a goal in life, which is giving other people spaces to understand what they are doing and giving them spaces to conquer the world, for example. So this is where it happens. This is the house I live in. This is Rio de Janeiro. And that's São Paulo. And that one is Rio too. This one is Belo Horizonte. So we have, right now in Brazil, we have 19 houses like this, where young people go to create their projects. This is a bit how we work and how the spaces we are working on. I know that's kind of hard to understand because it's in Portuguese. But the idea, Emergências, where it's a big event that we do every year right now, which brings together a lot of other activists of the world to understand a little bit of what they are doing. We have presentations. We have the financial space, this one right here. All this is financial. This is the ideas of organization. And this is pretty much a little bit of how we work right now. So I'm going to walk you through about 6 projects that we are having so you have a little idea what we actually do. First one is the experiences. The experiences pretty much inviting people to live together with us for a while. So if you guys want to live with us, that's possible. You go and live with us for, I don't know, a month, a week, 15 days. So we can start to understand how we do this without money, without a logic of a relationship, with different logics for all of this. So the idea is for them to taste a bit of how it's living collective in a collective and bring us new ideas because we are terrified to stay like that. We are terrified to say, no, we are done and this is it, this is how we work. Because you know that doing this is pretty dying because we're trying to keep on moving, keep understanding and changing and doing. Now we're doing music, now we're doing communication, now we're doing economics because we are trying to keep ourselves alive. The light covering, it's a huge deal for us. We have a big group of people who works with communication. I'm the head of social media. So what we do is organizing, covering for every little subject that big media in Brazil doesn't cover. So we are the ones that covered all the demonstrations in the streets. We are the one that covers black people doing the parties. We are the one that covers all the huge festival of the indigenous people. We are trying to show different stories of Brazil and get people inspired to do the same. The hosting culture. Hosting culture is pretty much like this. All the big cities that we have houses. A lot of people from deep Brazil for other cities goes there for big events or meeting their families or something, and they never have a space to live and never a space to sleep. So what we do, we offer them a space to sleep with us for a while. So they are spending 4, 5, 6 a week. And in exchange, they have to teach us something. So you go there, sleep with us, you have food, you have a bathroom, you have clothes and everything. And then in exchange, you have to sit down and talk and teach us something different about your life or about your community. It's a way for us to trade experiences. And we have, at this point, we have 300 hosted spaces like this around the world because we're trying to do a network with people. So, for example, next time that I come to London, I have a house here so I can go and there and going to sit and talk about different spaces and cultures. And the others, Shepa, it's a very Brazilian word. Shepa is the project that actually help us to understand how to feed that many people daily. Shepa is pretty much a sustainable work and program to understand how much food we are expending to feed all those people. And I'm saying like we have a big Excel thing telling, Dríade eats like this type of meat, and she eats this type of, and we're trying to understand how to work out the diets to give them more sustainable and healthy foods. So we are trying, and they're very yummy too. So what they're trying to organize is how much we're spending with food, especially with meat, is the most expensive thing in Brazil, and trying to organize so we don't expend that much, but at the same time, food is quality and healthy. Gurizada, which is my favorite one, it's our living and raising program for kids. So what's happening is we live together, right? So at some point we have kids. And what do we do with these kids? The idea is we are trying to understand how to raise in them collective, how the whole of mother and father is not that central, and how we can understand that like African communities used to raise their kids as a community. So we're trying to raise our kids as a community, and we're trying to understand now how to do unschooling, we're trying to understand how we are going to teach them the basics of the word, we're trying to understand how these people will grow up from scratch in this type of community. So what type of people are we producing? What type of people are we working with? So this is a very big thing for us right now, trying to understand how raise collective a child, because this is our project for the world. It's much more important to understand how good or how well a kid is being raised than any of our other projects. And last but not least, there's the Brazil Network Festivals, which is pretty much every house has different projects, and some of them are festivals. Music, art, circles, theater, whatever they put their minds to. And we are trying to work a network through those festivals and put them together to make it easy for the bands to go and to do their tours, or we're trying to make them understand how the currency can work together. Well, we're just trying to make these festivals work together and give to a big, big number. So that's pretty much it. I know that's a lot of information, but thank you for your time. That's Fora. Thank you.
Thank you, Dríade.